Good evening and welcome back to the news. We apologize for the delay. Air Seychelles expects to attract some 17,000 visitors from Kazakhstan every year now that it has launched a new route. The Minister for Transport, Anthony Dejac, made the statement after the national airline made its inaugural flight this morning. He said the new destination will act as an alternative market.
Around 8:15 this morning, an Seychelles aircraft arrived at the Pointe Larry International Airport with 137 passengers all the way from Kazakhstan. The national airline is using two Airbus 320neo with a capacity of 168 seats to operate this flight. It will be making two flights every week. The aircraft will stop at Abu Dhabi on a technical stop in both directions. The Minister for Transport, Anthony Dejac, says the new destination acts as an alternative market for Seychelles since, because of the war in Ukraine, Europe is in recession.
Air Seychelles has chosen Kazakhstan because it seems to be a very good market. Air Seychelles has been doing charter flights and regional flights, and it looked towards what it could bring, where it could sell its tickets, its seats, and it reached to Kazakhstan. In the past few months, the Kazakhs have been going to Maldives. And we thought that we could offer them a better destination, a fresh market, a new area for them to visit, which is Seychelles. With the war in Europe and with the possibility of recession and the hyperinflation, we have to look at new markets, and this is one of the strategies that we have adopted, that is to prepare ourselves for any eventuality. And Kazakhstan has been seen to be a potentially good market.
United Nations Office for Drugs and Crimes, UNODC, and Kenya's National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, NACADA, are helping Seychelles to set up a national drug observatory. The aim of the observatory is to enhance the government's international drug reporting obligations and support evidence-based policy decisions on drugs. Boniface Wilunda from UNODC and Maurice Kamenderi from NACADA were in Seychelles last week for training sessions with the Division for Substance Abuse Prevention, Treatment and Rehabilitation and stakeholders on how to collect and disseminate information related to drugs.
A National Drug Observatory is a system of data collection, analysis and dissemination on all issues pertaining to drug supply reduction and drug demand reduction in our country. So in a summary, it's a system that brings together various stakeholders to collect data, analyze this data and disseminate it through various reports on all issues around drugs in our country.
So why is it important for Seychelles to have this observatory?
It's important, and first of all, it stems from the Seychelles National Drug Control Master Plan for 2019-2023. So the National Drug Observatory is important because for you to be able to combat issues relating with drugs, you need to be to have data with you. The data needs to be analyzed and it has to make meaning to inform national policies and interventions. So the observatory becomes very key in the fight against when you're trying to combat issues around drugs, whether it is in supply reduction through law enforcement or demand reduction through treatment and harm reduction interventions.
Mark Arisol has today been appointed as the new Chief Executive Officer of the National Sports Council. Mr. Arisol, who was appointed by President Ramkalawan, has a bachelor's degree in secondary education, majoring in social science. He also holds a master's degree in educational leadership from the University of Waikato in Hamilton, New Zealand. His career began as a geography teacher, and he has since held several leadership positions in education. Until most recently, Mr. Arisol was the head teacher of the Montfleury Secondary School. His appointment takes effect on the 1st of January 2023. LGBTI Seychelles, the organization representing homosexuals, has pushed to advance the rights of gays and promote LGBT LGBTI tourism in the country. That was through a conference held recently. It was attended by representatives from the private and public sectors, as well as from the diplomatic community. The conference was organized in collaboration with United for a Purpose Brigade and AIDS and Rights Alliance for Southern Africa, ARASA.
We wanted to highlight the major steps in regards to progressing human rights that we've had in Seychelles, while also highlighting the ways that we can better improve the human rights situation, especially when it comes to issues pertaining to sexual orientation and gender identity. And also these issues can be quite intersectional and can be of benefit to issues around gender, persons living with disabilities, all these other things that can encompass someone's identity. These can be kind of seen in this type of presentation as well. I think the situation of LGBT rights in Seychelles is more advanced than other countries. This is one of the things that we want to highlight, because one of the things that we've noticed is that when you, for example, do a Google search and you search Seychelles, there's not a lot of the positive changes and the positive movements that we've had in human rights don't show up. So we want to highlight this to the tourism sector to try and utilize this to the best of Seychelles' opportunity to create a greater tourism towards the LGBT community.
And this brings us to the end of our news summary. Thank you for watching.